Hi, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Market Review. I'm your host, Paul. Today is Friday, March 8th. Markets are now closed. Going to look at the S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, AMD, and Nvidia. So let's start. All right, 4-hour chart of the futures contract for the S&P, and kind of an interesting development here. So all the markets, well, I should say S&P and Nasdaq, made new highs this week. S&P actually made several new highs, and finally the Nasdaq made their new high. And then we had a really sharp sell-off today, which is kind of a little surprising to me. So I've been thinking that we're in this ending diagonal. So 1, 2, and then last Monday, this past Monday, we went up. Thought that was 3. Had that quick sell-off on Tuesday for 4. And then I was expecting to go up for 5, and we went up. But to me, we need 3 waves. And if I zoom in, it looks to me like they made they made a diagonal. I think it should be a leading diagonal. 1, 2, come on, 3, 4, and then up for 5. And so I was expecting a pullback, but just a shallow one, and then one more up for that 5th wave. Well, they really sold it off hard. Now it came right into a good support zone, but it's a little deeper than I thought. Now it still could, this could all just be, it's just going to be a correction, and then one more up, and that will finish the 5th wave. The key level to watch is this. If they come down and break the 5063, then something else is in play. And I was looking at this. It could be that all of this is still just the 3rd wave. So I might have to be moving the 3 to there, because it could be this 1, 2, 3. That was just the A wave, B wave, and now this is an ending diagonal. And then thus why you would have a sharp sell-off then, because that 3rd wave would have completed. And then they'll be making a 4th wave and still going up for the 5th wave. So interesting for me that to see what happens now that they've sold off. If they do go, if they stay within, if this 5112 area holds, so maybe they correct up, come back down, give it like an ABC, and then go back up, then I think that could be the 5th wave, which means now we're going to be getting a much bigger correction. But if they do sell off, I'm then favoring that this is just the 4, and then we're still going to be going up, and I'll have to slide that over. So keep an eye on that level, 50, what did I say, 63. That'll be a key level to watch, because it could be that they're just going to be making a big correction, but the 4 is actually in play now, and then we still go up one more time for the 5th wave. So these are the key areas. This little area, this 5112, if that holds. But if not, if this 5063 breaks, then I think this is the 4th wave, and I'll just have to slide that 3 over. We had got 3 waves, and then we had a real sharp sell-off on Tuesday, but then it rebounded. So yeah, it can go either way. It can go either way. I'm favoring that this was a leading diagonal and they got one more up, but that sell off today kind of shook me. So it might be that they're coming down for the 4, but then there's still one more up for the 5th. When we look at the Nasdaq, it's pretty much the exact same count. I had a nice three-wave pattern up to here for Monday for 3, and then the quick sell off for 4, and then they gave another diagonal on this. Now it could be a leading or an ending. I thought it was a leading. I thought they would have just give a little correction and then one more up to complete the 5th wave. But it could be that all they did is they completed the third wave today, and we're still coming down now for the 4th wave. So same thing, key level to watch will be 17,832. If they break that, then this is the 3, and then all of this down move will be creating some type of 3-wave pattern for 4, and then still go back up. So let's watch how this drop reacts early next week. If they correct more down, then I think that's the 4. But if they stay in this range and then go back up, then I think that was 3 and that was 4, and now we'll be going back up to finish the 5th wave. Okay, and then take a quick look at the Russell. Now the Russell is actually like in a perfect zone for their fifth wave. The only thing, like this whole thing it just looks a little incomplete. 'Cause it almost looks like this is just A and B, but I guess there is a little, it's very small little 5 wave. So the Russell does look like it could have 5 waves in already, which means Russell could be going to be making a much bigger correction starting now. So they might have made their 5th wave today. So I'd only be looking for sell setups in the Russell. And then when we look at the individual stocks like AMD, now AMD, like I said last week, they were getting close, but it kind of ended weird. So, I wanted to see 5 waves, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. But this 5th wave, it doesn't look quite done. I really only see 3 waves. So if that's the case, but this drop is so deep, like maybe they're going to make an ending diagonal and it's just a real deep retracement, and then they're going to be going back up. So to me, AMD, it doesn't quite look done, unless I'm just really missing something. But this is looking perfect. 1, 2, and 3 and 4, and then all of a sudden it just gets a little wonky here. So got to see. So if AMD breaks that level, gonna have to really. I only see 3 waves here. So I don't think this was coming up in a diagonal format. I mean, I guess maybe there's like a 1, 2, a real small 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it could be. So that's a key level to watch, 199.16. If they break that, I think the 5th wave is in for AMD, and AMD then is in position to make a really big correction. So we'd have to like go down to like a 5-minute chart if that happens, because I guess that could be a diagonal. They just made some really small 3 waves. Look kind of impulsive. That's why I was just counting it as an impulse. But if that breaks 199.16, definitely looks like the 5th wave is in for AMD. And then when we look at Nvidia, now Nvidia too, that it doesn't look quite done. Like this wasn't a deep enough correction. Some people will go, that's 1, 2. And then they'll say 3, and that's 4, and that's 5, and then Nvidia's done. But that's such a shallow correction. For me, I'm almost wondering if this isn't going to be a running flat based on that that such a shallow correction here. So if AMD comes down into this zone like 852, that could be that could be a running flat then for Nvidia. And then it'd be 1, 2, and then they'll go up for 3, 4, and a 5. So this for me is a key level to watch. 852. Because if that holds and then they start going back up, then I think this is just a running flat, because it just doesn't look like it's 5 waves in yet. And you don't even have any divergence when they made that high today. So, just like the whole market, it sold off really quick, but that's why I'm favoring a little bit, just one more wave up for both the S&P and Nasdaq. We just got to wait and see if all these areas hold or not. So yeah, the market's in a tricky spot. There's definitely a risk going long now, because we're in the 5th wave. Everything just doesn't look quite done yet to me, but yeah, you got limited upside, and there's definitely the risk of a bigger correction happening here. So gotta be careful in this area on all stocks and indexes. All right, that's it for this week. Hope it helps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your likes and support. I'll see you in the next video.